It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Fear the Walking Dead. This is my trailer or promo breakdown for the latest teaser or promo that they released for Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead, the upcoming season. Now, I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm excited about Fear. I mean, not to say that the trailer or the teaser is underwhelming or not exciting. It's actually pretty cool and there's some interesting stuff in there. Actually, that's not entirely true. Most of it is just explosions and people we don't know, but there are certain shots that I do like in this trailer. However, what's the point? I mean, Fear is known to give us like these crazy, exciting, awesome trailers, but not deliver when it comes to the actual season. So the actual season that we get is underwhelming and not exciting at all. So because of that, I'm not even excited about breaking this trailer down, because most of the stuff where we think are going to be these super interesting stuff may not turn out to be as such, because they're just creating a trailer that's super clickbait in a way and super shocking and reaction provoking, but at the same time there's a very good chance that there could be nothing to most of the stuff that we're going to think we're seeing. But with that said, I thought it only makes sense for me to also do a clickbait thumbnail, because the trailer is a little clickbait on its own. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm sure people are going to be super pissed off at me for doing a clickbait thumbnail, but what do you expect? I mean, the trailer's clickbait on its own. But with that said, let's jump right into this trailer breakdown. So it starts with this shot of Morgan as he's shot. Obviously, this is the final moment or the final scene from the ending of last season when he was shot by Virginia and he was surrounded by walkers. Now, in the trailer itself, there is a voiceover from Morgan. It's like a Morgan dialogue. So I'm going to go through that first, and then we're going to look at the different shots that we have in the actual teaser. So in the voiceover, it seems like Morgan is talking to someone on the radio or trying to communicate with others on the radio. He says, if any of you are listening, what we're doing out here, it wasn't just about doing right. We fought for the future. We did the hard part for all of us. If you're still listening to me, just deliver. There's really nothing to say about that. It's like Morgan thinks he's dying. It's his final moments in a way, or he thinks it's his final moments, and then he's trying to kind of forward the positive message and the positive action that they started, which is helping others and trying to do right for the future and all of that. So there's really nothing else we can get out of this dialogue alone. I mean, they could have done this dialogue at the end of last episode and it wouldn't have changed anything. Now, do I think Morgan is dying? No, I don't. I think that Morgan is going to survive. The reason for that is because they are really banking on making Morgan, or they were banking on making Morgan the face of Fear the Walking Dead last season. They weren't as successful in that, but I don't think that they're going to take this huge risk and kill Morgan off. If anything, they might return him back to Walking Dead. That's a more likely scenario, even though I don't think that's going to happen. I think the thought of them killing Morgan is a little far-fetched at this point. But the next shot we have is actually from the same exact scene where we have Morgan in front of this church. He's obviously shot, he's there, and he's surrounded by walkers. Nothing else to really say about that. The next shot we have is this shot of what seems to be like a church inside a community. This could be one of the small community or small settlement that Virginia has, and it could be one of the settlements that some of the characters end up staying at. We do know that the characters are going to be split. Some are going to go into one settlement or community while others are going to go somewhere else. So this is most likely one of the settlements that some of the characters are going to end up in this season of Fear the Walking Dead. We also have this shot of what seems to be the exact same place. Now what's interesting is the flag, because the flag has like a key on it that connects to Virginia and the settlers and finding the key to the future and all of that. We do know that Virginia has like a logo or a drawing or whatever of a key on her vest. So that kind of connects to that. So obviously she's leading this place. This is probably one of the places that she's leading. And it's not a huge community. I doubt that it's going to be a huge kind of settlement. It'll be a sort of medium to smaller settlement. Maybe something along the lines of what Alexandria was in The Walking Dead's original show when the survivors first got there. Then we have this shot of Alicia and Strand together. This seems to be the exact same area as well, or the same settlement. So Strand and Alicia are together, so they're not separated. Maybe they're separated or split from the others, but they're together. Then we have this shot of John. It seems like he's in the middle of the road. Not sure if he ends up in another settlement or the same settlement. It doesn't seem like he's with anyone at this point. It seems like he's by himself, so maybe he escapes. To be honest, I don't even remember if he was taken alongside others in the last episode last season. I think he was. Then we have this shot of a truck going through this herd of walkers. Seems like there's a roadblock there as well. Then we have this shot of Virginia and Luciana. They're by the oil field. What we do know based on last episode is that Luciana was forced into helping Virginia take care of the field or the oil field. So we know that Luciana is going to be with Virginia. And then we have this shot of Luciana. Again, this is the exact same area in the oil field. And then we have this shot of Daniel Salazar looking at what appears to be like a horse or maybe some other type of animal. It seems like he's also in a settlement. Not sure if it's the exact same settlement that Alicia and Strand are staying at or a different one. And then we have this image, which is a very, very interesting one. This is one of the ones that I said was clickbait. They want you to think this is Madison. I mean, one of the first theories that came out after this trailer came out was, is Madison back? Now, I don't think this is Madison. It's possible, but it's extremely unlikely. I think this is probably either Virginia or someone else. Now, why are they in a jail cell? That's an interesting thing, but I don't think it's Madison. Now, I don't know who the other guy is that's there. Looks like it could be John, but I could be wrong. But let's entertain the idea that this is Madison. How could she have ended up there? I mean, one of the possibilities is that last we saw her, she survived. At some point, she was found and imprisoned or captured by Virginia's people. And she ended up in this specific settlement. There's a possibility that she's going to reunite with Alicia, Strand, and the others. Again, I think that's extremely unlikely, but as far as theories go, that's probably where the theory comes from. Then we have this shot of Dwight. He appears to notice something behind the window. Maybe he ends up in the same settlement as the others, Strand, Alicia. Maybe he is split from the others. But he notices this guy behind the window. This guy has like a creepy mask on. We will see people wearing the same mask later on, but not exactly sure what this is all about. This is a pretty interesting scene, and it does get me intrigued to see what this is all about. But then we have Sherry. So they did reveal pretty early on, a couple months ago, that Sherry and Dwight are going to reunite. And then we have someone looking at this message on the wall that says the end is the beginning. Now, don't even pretend like this is not them copying the Whisper arc and the spray painted messages on the walls. Silence the Whispers. Then we have this shot of walkers appearing to approach the church that we saw in the settlement earlier on in the trailer. And then we have this car crash, and then we have this shot of someone, most likely Elle, trying to shoot these survivors. Now, I don't even remember honestly if Elle still had her van last we saw her, but I think she did. But I could be wrong. But the people on the horse are actually wearing the exact same mask that we saw the guy wearing in the scene where Dwight saw him behind the window. So these are from the same group. That connects to this shot. And then we have someone stomping on the walker's head. And then we have this shot of Alicia killing a few walkers. Now, look at the background. I think that's Sherry. I could be wrong, but I think that's Sherry. So if that's the case, then Alicia, Sherry, and possibly Dwight end up being together in one settlement. So that's pretty interesting. And then we have this shot of the oil field. That's Luciana in the back walking towards the truck. And then we have this shot of an explosion. And then this shot of the explosion. Now these are all at the oil field that we saw. And then we have this pretty interesting shot of someone shooting a flare gun into the air. And then we have this shot of Al. Maybe this is from the same scene. Maybe it was Al that shot the flare gun. I mean, it makes sense because it connects to the red background that we see here. And then we have this shot of some random survivor whipping something. I don't know if it's like a rope or some sort of a weapon, but he decapitates this guy right here. Now, both of these are new people. We haven't seen them before. And then we see the guy's head in a bucket in the shot after. Not sure what that's all about. I'm not even intrigued or interested because we don't know these people. And then we have this shot of Virginia. The trailer ends with this shot of Morgan. Now, if you look, it seems like he has blood in his eyes. They're trying to make you think that Morgan dies and turns into a walker. Again, I don't think that's the case. I think he will lose a lot of blood and he will potentially look like this, but I don't think he's going to die. I think someone's going to find him and help him. I don't think he's going to die. But I do think that he's going to come very close to dying. I mean, if he doesn't, then it's not realistic. But I don't think they're going to kill him off. But that's pretty much it for this trailer. Again, it was very clickbait. Most of the things that they showed, they wanted you to think that it was a particular thing, but it probably will not be that particular thing. But with all of that said, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.